Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Margarita and today I wanted to share my process of creating a traditional illustration with you. So far I have only done digital art on the channel, so I hope you will like this relaxing traditional spit paint. I recently came back from a vacation and thought it would be great to create a drawing that would remind me of the warmth and sun. Right now the weather outside my window is gloomy, cold and rainy, and I really miss the sun, especially after the time change. And now, being wrapped in a blanket and holding warm tea is my only salvation. I originally got an idea for this drawing back at the hotel and wanted to film it there. That's where the beginning shots were from. But unfortunately, drawing there was a bit uncomfortable, so I had to finish this drawing only after returning home. I'm using a moleskin sketchbook and I start by sketching a general idea with a pink colored pencil and then defining it and adding details with the blue one. Recently I have purchased a Japanese brand mechanical pencil and colored leads and have been obsessed with them. The leads themselves are very soft to draw with and are erasable. As a passionate hater of a normal pencil, I'm very satisfied. The brand is Uni, I think? After my sketch is done, I move to alcohol markers and fill in some basic neutral colors. I use Copics and some random off-brand markers from Amazon. I like to fill in the whole character with beige first. I just feel like the other colors lay better on top later. And while filling in the colors, I leave some white for the highlights. Right now, I just need to get rid of the white paper and have everything filled in. Originally I thought to draw myself and give this character dark hair color, but after filling it with this orangey blonde, I knew I had to leave it. It was just so cute and looks great here. With the same orange color, I also fill in seaweeds, stars, and flowers. And then I start filling in sand with this warm yellow. I also add the same yellow to the hair and the orange to the face, just so the whole image's color palette looks cohesive. I took a random purple water-based marker that I had laying in my pencil case and started filling the water, but after a few spots I realized it was looking horrible and instead filled in her clothes with it. It's alright, those spots will get easily covered with acrylic markers later. That's the beauty of them. You can draw whatever and make as many mistakes because you can fix everything after. I start filling in water with a bright blue Copic marker. I really like how this color contrasts with all the warm tones we have going on in this image. Then I fill in flowers and stars that I forgot to color earlier and add a bit darker blue at the top left corner where the water is deeper. And after filling in the water, I move to detailing the drawing with my Arctics acrylic markers. It's really fun to draw with them. I only have one set of them and want to get more colors for sure. You can see all the colors I have so far on the color swatch on the left. They remind me a little of gouache paints with their semi-transparency, but they do not get reactivated with water because they're acrylic. It's kind of hard to see, but I use a lot of different beiges and pinks to define the face, give it more dimension and blush. I use pink to color in the flowers, some of the eyeshadow areas, and I also add some pink hair strands, again for the same cohesive look of the image. Also, these strands kind of remind me of the Barbie, that one where she turns into a mermaid and there's a talking dolphin. I gave her bright pink lipstick and I also add that bright pink color into the shadow areas of her skin. And then I use a gray marker to create an illusion of water on top of the skin. Because the surrounding colors are warm, it will look slightly blue here because of color theory and all that. And it's perfect for us here. Traditional art for me is a way of relaxing, where I can do whatever I want and experiment with materials. I don't really care what to draw with, either it's from dollar store or brand material. If it draws, it's fair game. So some of the materials I use commonly are random colored pencils and pens, water-based markers, alcohol markers, acrylic markers, and so on. Oftentimes I start with very messy sketches with colored pens and then finish drawings up with the acrylic markers. Now I am defining hair a bit more, adding very dark pink areas for the shadows, some browns and yellows to add some warmth, and then I start detailing the flowers. I add yellow on the tips with some lines and line them with some brighter pink color, the one I used for the shadows on the skin. With a bright yellow marker, I add some more dots on the petals and at the middles of the flowers. Now I take a darker yellow and add that wet sand look, as well as some dots to make the scent look more interesting. I fill in the stars with orange and some seashells with pink and add some details to them. Here I add the very bright orange to the stars, and that color becomes a staple of the illustration. I add it to the flowers, I add it to the nails of the character, and I think it looks amazing. And now I add brighter pink to her clothes, as the one I used previously looked a little too dull. I add some blue to the skirt to bring that blue down as well and make the illustration look balanced. And now I fill in the seaweed with the green marker. I use a green that's a bit cooler toned. I feel like that color works a little better with the bright blue color that we have going on. Here I start working on the water. I think it was the most fun part of this drawing. I use a lot of shades of blue and turquoise, going from darker shades at the left corner and to the lighter ones by the shore where the water gets more shallow. Also, since the white acrylic marker is slightly transparent and would not cover the colors underneath, I couldn't use it to draw the foam. So I had to use the actual acrylic paints there to cover all the color underneath. I will be using the paint for some other white elements later on as well. I felt like the hair was looking a little dull compared to the sand, so I used the same yellow and add that warmth back in. Now I add all the fun details. The seaweeds in the hair are inspired by my vacation, where I constantly had to remove them from my hair while waves put them back in. It was a constant fight. Then I felt like I needed to bring some orange into the left part of the illustration, so I made a decision to add flowers in her hair. I think they give a very good pop of color in the area and tie together the whole illustration with the oranges. I start adding the bracelets and the lace charms, as well as her necklace with a gray-blue color, and also add a flower graphic to her outfit. I take my brush and some dollar store white acrylic paint to add highlights and water circles. I feel like this step made the whole illustration. I never drew this type of water in traditional before, but I think it turned out pretty great. Here I go back in with the blue color pencil and add some definition to her eyelashes. As the final step, I take my Copic acrylic markers and add little water droplets and highlights to finish up the drawing. I picked up these markers at Lightbox Expo last year, and I love using them for the detailing of the drawing. You can't really use them for big illustrations as the tip is small and round, but for small areas, it's quite perfect. They're a bit different from the previous acrylic markers I used. The Arctic ones dry quite matte, kind of like gouache paint like I mentioned before, but these Copic markers, they dry glossy and they feel a little more like acrylic. Maybe they have different formulas. And so the summary illustration is done. Hopefully you enjoyed watching my process and this drawing gave you a sunny mood. Let me know if you like this kind of drawing format and if you would want to see more traditional art from me. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye!